Serva, HR Business Partner, Business Technology and Services at Telstra Corp. Lorenzo will give us some insight about the job market in Australia, and with his title of this presentation, Tapping into the Job Market. So welcome, Lorenzo.
Good evening, everyone. I apologise for my voice. I've been trying to get over a cold for like a month and it's still lingering. So I'll try and speak a bit louder. If you can hear, just shut up and I'll try and speak even more loud. So my name is Lorenzo Serva. I've been in Australia for the best part of 7 years. Came here, got a degree in here, various things, and eventually I am now the Human Resources Business Partner in a company called Telstra. Telstra is like Telecom Italia in Australia. The division I look after as far as human resources goes is the technology services component. So we don't do like mobiles and sort of things. We work mostly in the business-to-business space. We do institutional customers, and our technologies are not something that you see every day. It's a bit of a niche market, I would say. What I wanted to do today is to go a bit broader rather than talk about like my experience. I'm happy if you want to listen. It's a bit boring. What's more interesting is that I had the privilege of going through the system, and now I sit on the other side, because as a human resources, I hire people in this. And I need to get quite a few questions about what my visa role is going to be, what my qualifications are going to look like. And today, again, I'm not going to talk about that because there's specialists in the room. What I want to do is to give you like the display of my years in Australia, and what I found to be the common mistakes and misconceptions about how you represent yourself in the market. You might have the qualifications, you might have the skills, you might even have the experience. Yet, if you don't know how to talk about it, it's very hard for you to get through the system. And that's what I'm trying to compensate in the next couple of slides. Now, hidden market. Why bothering about the hidden market? Why are we introducing the notion of a market that is not out there when it comes to employment? It's a very awkward concept in principles, but it actually exists. It exists because depending on the nature of the job you want to engage with, depending on the qualifications that you have, depending on how the economy is going, you will have up to 90% of jobs not being advertised externally. Which means you might be the person that should get a job, and yet you will never know that the job existed in the first instance. This is disappointing, isn't it? So you need to do something about it. You need to understand how to find those jobs, talk to people, get yourself ready for when your opportunity comes, so that you'll be able to shine through the process and just get what you want and possibly what you deserve more than others. As a non-Australian person, if that's the case you are, I fully understand that it takes time and effort to navigate through the system. But don't give up, it takes multiple iterations. So you do it once, you understand you haven't quite done what you were expected, or you said what you were meant to, you start again. So, reason why you want to do this is that not all companies have an obligation to actually advertise jobs. In education, yes, most likely there's some legal constraints about how you source your people. In government, yes, for sure you need to. In large corporates, well, there are some rules about. For everything else in the market, you can appoint jobs whoever you think is good for. So going through the effort of publishing a job, meeting 10 people, going down to 5, interviewing 3, offering one person the role, and then being told, oh, I'm sorry, I actually found something else. It wastes a lot of time. It really wastes a lot of time. Disappointing professionally, even more disappointing would be from a business point of view. And that's why you do it as your last chance. Now, the jobs that are known to subgroups, so you might know about something going on somewhere, but you're not supposed to talk about it, or you might know that down the track the economic scenario is likely to result in one output rather than the other. And you need to understand what are the forums and the information sources that you need to be on top of, where you are going to go to try and forecast what's coming up next. What kind of information is relevant, what is just noise. Okay? There's noise at all levels. There's noise at all levels. If you think about the most recent changes in the visa system, you need to understand where you sit with that. You could be fully impacted. There might be a way around for you. There might be something that doesn't touch you, so where you want to go next. So you really need to understand. Don't just assume that everything out there is going to be relevant to you. You really need to go into the relevant person for the relevant job that you want to get done at that point in time. The importance for you to get through the market. If you know how to navigate it, that's the fastest way to know where jobs are and to know when to get jobs. Or to get ready. If you are told, look, realistically, that's what you need to realize before you get there, well, then you've got a direction, you've got a roadmap, as opposed to just give it a go, you know where you want to go next, and possibly you know how to get there. Now, try and jump on the other side of the fence, moving away from looking for a job to what is recruitment from a company perspective. What is not only people in my role, what is a hiring manager looking for candidates? Now, I'm making a distinction here between hiring managers and human resources managers. Because what I do is that I implement a process based on some specific business needs and requirements. I don't have a say in those business needs and requirements. My job is to be the custodian of the process. I'm not going to go to someone and say, we need more people. Someone will come with me and they say, I need 3 more people. And then they will contact. That's the kind of information that's relevant. Let's have a look. Let's look through kind of mixed research, and there's something that I kind of came across in my professional experience. Reason not to talk about jobs coming up that being advertised before you go and see people, Indeed, LinkedIn, or wherever you are active on. First of all, you hire someone, there might be a high profile, and there might be someone that's kind of being known to the industry circle you belong to. 6 months later, you need to let them go, because they were not doing a good job. How does it look like for you to go back to market and talk to potential candidates and tell them, oh yeah, look, we don't usually get it right. So, I mean, you can come and work with us. Not sure what it's going to lead to 6 months, because historically that's kind of, yeah, we're not great at this. Yeah, it doesn't sit well with anyone, doesn't it? So you need to stay confidential. You say, oops, done a mistake, let's try a quick and effective fix. For larger companies, so companies operating in certain industries, going out and saying that you are hiring is sending out the wrong message, or sending out a message that you just want to be represented. For example, oh, why is that person leaving? We know that they were in a kind of good position. We kind of knew about the salary because the industry got certain standards, so we know who sits where when it comes to remunerations and benefits. So what is anything else going on that we should try and investigate further? You might be drawn, you might be drawn a lot, and been through this personally. If I go out and say, I need so many, say, professional profiles as an engineer, and you know that we work on a certain project, and there's a product that is likely to come to life, and we are the only one creating it, right? Well, what are we saying? We're saying we're so close to bringing it to market that we need now the manpower to make this happen. I don't want that to be known. This is going to kill my timing advantage that I could have been working on for such a long time. My research and development effort getting destroyed by not being able to find the right people for the job to get done, just because I haven't been smart how to get those brains from them. This is kind of hygiene factor. When you get 250 resumes for a job, it takes a lot of time to go through it. And they're full of mistakes. And they're full of irrelevant applications. I keep on getting jobs like, blah, blah, blah. I want to apply for that executive assistant position. And I was like, yeah, that was 6 months ago. We filled the position twice because we needed to. And so you get this kind of stock standards applications that just waste a lot of time. And you just, you know what, I don't think this person wants the job. They don't even bother fixing up the resume. Why bother talking to them? You might be just either time poor or dollar poor. So you say, yeah, we don't really do recruitment that way because it costs money. Or there might be something, especially institutional, like in government, institutional companies, or large companies, whereby they do budget review from time to time, and they say, yeah, we know that we need these people, but we're not going to hire over the next 4 months, 6 months, whatever length of time, because of budget considerations. So you know that there's a job coming up, but you don't know exactly where. It's valuable information. It's really valuable information. especially if you're already in a job and you're kind of thinking about exiting. Timing is everything in this sense. Any question on this? No? Good. Okay, so how do make sense of this rather messy scenario that we kind of sketching in front of you today? There's a few tips and tricks that you can get good or even better at. First of all, be on top of the industry or industries that you want to be part of. Say you are coming from Europe and you are a manufacturing engineer and you work in automotive, you design cars, beautiful job. Unfortunately, Australia is going very down in that specific space. The large manufacturer, there was Australia was closed for this little country. How do you present yourself? If you say, yeah, I'm here because I want to be a car designer, no one is going to take you seriously. It just sounds like that you don't understand the environment much. So you need to make sure that you convey the right message. My experience is I've been doing this so far, and therefore I'm an industrial designer with a specialty in car designing that can be easily translated into something else. Not only that, who else is working in that space? Apart from the top tier brands. Yeah, we know about Holden, we know about Ford, we know about Toyota, but is there anyone else working in the space? Is there anyone else you should be trying to talk to? And if so, how do you get to talk to them? Could be a channel like Horizon, could be an industry-specific group, like the engineering group, or engineering body for New South Wales, or whatever kind of institution they're relevant to. If you know anyone in the industry you want to end up in buying coffees, make a budget for coffees, like I get people out for coffee and pay for them. It really is a huge return on investment. Be on top of the news. I talk to a lot of people, and it's really frustrating. We are in technology, right? So we talk about technology is not still in existence. So again, very niche. We do artificial intelligence, something called Internet of Things, and the like. And I get bothered by people, and they say, "Oh yeah, because I'm really expert in Internet of Things." Da, 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 da. Good. So can you tell me what you've done? And they come up with a piece of research as if I need to be impressed. And it's a 1990 finding. It's that's dead long time ago. So just make sure that you know what you're talking about, both from a technical perspective and from just a lived life perspective. So you want to say, oh yeah, I saw that last week there was this event. And I was there. Or yeah, I couldn't make it, but I went on the website and I know that Mr. X spoke to the event and I know that he said that. How do I feel about it? Yeah, I don't really know. Could be taken either way. I think this, I think that. Just show that you know what you're talking about. On top of your qualifications and your skills and your experience, just come across as someone engaging with the environment. I had this one because it's kind of a stock start line. If you recruiters are what is calling like headhunters, or yeah, whatever. So you're familiar with this. Be aware of where they sit within the employee engagement cycle, and make sure that you do your research before. There's a huge market in Australia for recruiters. You need to understand who you're talking to. Are they the best person? There's various business models behind the way you do recruitment, and as disappointing as this might sound, you might not be the best product on their shelves. So you need to understand who you're talking to. They are selling you somewhere. So it's actually great. They could have the industry relations, they could have the insiders connections, they could be on top of the news much more than you are, that's why they get a fee. And yet, you have a strong product for them. Understand what they want. Understand how to become valuable. LinkedIn, well, everything about LinkedIn, just be wise about how to use LinkedIn. I got like a rule that if people share more than 3 Facebookly right updates, they are on network. Seriously, I've got like many connections and I use LinkedIn as a working tool. I don't need noise. It's very important for me to be able to find the right person and quickly. And 25, that's me on holiday, it just wastes my morning. So I know people that are even more radical, they're even on striking you out. So I'm actually very nice at this. Target carefully. That links back to my initial point. Don't think that HR is necessarily your starting point. Because sometimes what we do, we are like, there's a party inside, and we're the bouncers. We're the guy preventing people from getting into the party. So the best way for you to join the party is to be on the guest list. And all I do is like, I check your rating, you're in. Don't think that the best way in is through the main door, especially when you might have some ground to cover in comparison to others. You might be coming from overseas, no large, like recognizable names on your resume and the like. Find ways. Be creative. I love creative people. And no, seriously, it's a great way for you to be out there. If you say, I'm a good communicator, it's great, I trust you. If you get a 20 if you get a 5 minutes video resume attached to your resume, you tell me that you understand technology and communication much more powerfully than if you write down a line and I'm good at new technologies and communications. Because everyone does it. Okay, that's it for me. Any questions? No.
Thank you.